Hey, 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 it's your boy, Lieutenant Dan from Unintentional Grabbing, live from Orlando, Florida, here to answer your Falcons questions and chill with you guys for the remainder of the morning. I hope that everybody is having a wonderful day. Man, we've got some things to talk about that I kind of want to get off my chest, as well as, just the regular Falcons questions and things that we've kind of discussed on the show. And I wouldn't mind having just a brief discussion with you on some topics, especially what could happen with the potential season going forward. Julio Jones is a Madden rating. I haven't played Madden since, I don't know. I don't know the last time that I played Madden. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk a little bit about NCAA 14 and that there's apparently some games that are coming out over the next couple of years that are trying to do what they did with NCAA 14, especially with currently EA right now, saying that they are willing, if they have the opportunity, they are willing to make a new game. And much more. But with that being said, I want to say hi to all the people in the chat. Dalray Bellamy, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. Hope you're doing well this morning. And to all of the grounders that are coming through, make sure you share this out. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button if you already haven't. Good to see Chris Edwards in the chat. What up, Dan? I played Madden 21 beta. It's not too bad. Mike Jones with the $10 dono in the super chat. Mike, you are so generous. Thank you so much for that $10 dono. You have no idea how wow, that's amazing. Thank you, man. Jock Money, haven't seen you in a half minute. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you, my man. All right, hold up. Woo! So, had to relocate to the outside just to be able to come and talk to you guys because this morning is just 3-4 days now of just working my ass off, man. We're in the middle of a move, so I'm doing this on my phone. I don't have my regular setup going on right now. Jay Holland, good to see you. Jack Savage, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. And this whole video today is just going to be answering any questions you guys have. Like with Mike Jones, if you guys donate, I will I will come through and answer any of those questions first, but I'll try to answer all the questions that I can get to today regarding anything that you guys have. This is just a full Q&A session for y'all. 50 Millie with the $10 donation in the super chat. What up, dog? Good to see you. What's up, family? I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing really well. I hope you're safe. What do you think of the new jerseys, and did you buy one yet? I have not bought a new Falcons jersey yet. I do want to get one of the what is it, what are they calling it, garnet or granite or whatever it's called. But I do want to get one of the new alternate jerseys. That would be a lot of fun. I would love to get actually one of the new black ones too, because those are sick. I love those black jerseys. They're awesome. So I'm sorry that this is not the usual setup like we usually do on this show with the microphone and the sound quality and the graphics and things like that. But because I'm in the middle of a move right now, I'm pretty sure that I won't have my my regular setup until probably around August. Beginning of August, maybe mid-August, we'll start doing our regular shows again and getting ready for the NFL season if we are able to have it. And that's one of the first questions that I had myself that I wanted to bring to the show today. One of the first topics was, are we going to have an NFL season, and what are we hearing from the people outside right now? And what I'm getting from the sources that I have and from the people with blue check marks and the people that are in the situation right now is that the preseason will most likely be fully canceled. If the preseason is fully canceled, then you have every indication to say, here we go. We're probably going to have the NFL season with a few games taken away. Sultry Seconds, good to see you. Rise up, stay grounded. Hope you're doing well this morning. Hello back to you. Yes, it's starting to look more and more like the NFL season is going to most likely have a few games either micromanaged towards the end. Say they might start cutting games towards the end of the season away. or they might start trying to take away games that just don't make sense from a travel standpoint, because remember, these guys are going to have to travel on planes and on buses, and they're going to have to go from city to city, and not every city right now is a very safe place with this COVID. So it's important maybe for the NFL to really take a step back and look at this for the rest of July and into August about the safety of the players. And I was just on Vash Lombardi's show. You can go check out our live stream that we did together, and we talked a little bit about the COVID situation and how that's probably going to affect things going forward. And one of the biggest problems with this is, just like with the MLS or MLB right now, or even the NBA, they're trying to get everybody in one condensed bubble, especially here in Orlando because it's such a hot hub and it's easy to get here, to be able to keep tabs on everybody and be able to play as many games as they possibly can in an appropriate amount of time to allow them to have a champion this year, and then look towards 2021 as a potential area where they can restart the season on a regular schedule, on a regular offseason, a regular training regimen. With the NFL, it's a little bit different because the NFL right now has large staffs, large teams, a lot of people, not only from the doctors and the coaches and the players, and then all the people in between. It's going to get tough. It's going to get tough, especially now that Miami is a hotbed for COVID-19. Orlando has been trying their hardest to be able to keep this down, but cases continue to go up and skyrocket all through the state of Florida, not just in Orlando or in Miami. So at this very particular point in time, I'm very unsure of the direction that we're going to see the NFL take themselves, and potentially cut season down or reduce unnecessary games. And I just recently did a tweet. You can go check me out, UNGR_show on Twitter. And you can go onto my Twitter and just see my most recent tweet where I suggested, why do we not do a 4 to 8 game season, giving us our tiebreakers, our draft position, and then have all 32 teams play a World Cup style tournament where all 32 teams are in the playoffs and we get wacky results, but we get opportunities for every team to then start seeding themselves in draft position, as well as only have to play about 5 weeks. You got 32 to 16, 16 to 8, 8 to 4, 4 to 2, and then play your Super Bowl. You're only talking about 5-6 weeks maximum. And if you're combining that with a reduced regular season, that's just giving you the basis for your draft in 2021 and give you a good line to get there. Then you're talking to maybe only a total of 13 weeks, which is not missing out on a lot of football and would give us a tie over until we get into the new year. Now, will we lose some football in my quote unquote program? Yeah, we'll lose maybe about 5 weeks of football. But 5 weeks of football versus the safety of the players is so much more important. And I think that we can all agree, yes, we'll lose 5 weeks of football. That's not great. But aren't we towards the end of the season, week 17, week 16, week 15? Some of those games are pointless. So why not we cut that out, cut the preseason out, and play 6 games, regular season, give us a good seeding and tiebreakers, make it so that everything is easy to be able to determine for the 2021 NFL draft, and then have a 32-team style tournament that allows us to even streamline this easier. And I think that is a huge plus, and I think that could give everybody what they're looking for. 50 Millie says, I think the players should wear dry fit sleeves and pants to avoid skin-to-skin contact. It's tough, especially if you're playing outdoors, especially in humid conditions like this. We have like 84% humidity right now. If you play outside in these skin-tight suits or these dry fit, quote-unquote, dry fit setup, the technology is there, and it could make it easier. But if you start playing outside in weather like this, like currently right now, it's about to pour. If you start having these guys come to Orlando, or having these guys come around the summer to fall months and start feeling those conditions, you're going to change the entire game. You're going to change the entire setup for the players, and that changes their ability to play comfortably. So I think that's a very good point, and I think that could definitely be implemented. But in that same vein, if we're already testing, it should be enough. It should be enough in my opinion. But I would say let's streamline this as much as possible. Play a tournament, reduce games, and also play everybody indoors. Don't play them don't play them in an open scenario where the weather is going to make it so that games get canceled or delayed. You need to streamline this process the best you can, and allow teams to play each other in common ground, in an easier way. I've also already heard from the NFL and multiple sources that they're going to be reducing crowd sizes. That's fine. You want to reduce the crowd sizes to reduce infection rate, to reduce the spread of the virus. I understand that, but also you have to think of all the PSLs, all the seats that you are taking away from fans. You're reducing tailgating to reduce contact, and it really kills the vibe. So they're really going to have to play this very, very carefully. And I think, and everybody else knows too, that as of right now, at this very moment in time, it's safety first. It's safety first before we go any further, and we've got to be able to have that. If nothing else, let's have the safety of the players and safety of our fans first. Let's get onto this Julio Jones rating, because I can't even. Okay. Michael Thomas is 99 overall rated in the new Madden. So I guess Madden 2021 should be called Madden Dink and Dunk. Because if you're not going to give a player like Julio Jones a 99 overall rating, one of the best, if not the best, arguably with DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best wide receivers in the game, and you're going to give a super slant dink and dunk wide receiver a 99 overall rating, then that to me says that this game is going to be all about short passing. Because Michael Thomas only catches slants. Okay. Anyway, that being said, I haven't played Madden since 2015, 2016. No, maybe not even that. 2012, 2013. And the reason why I haven't played Madden in a very long time, and by the way, it stunk not to play Madden. But the reason why I haven't played Madden in so long is because I'm tired of giving EA my money. Now, in retrospect, yes, I do play Apex Legends, and I do buy battle packs, and I am giving EA money in that particular retrospect, and so I am a bit of tongue-in-cheek there. I am speaking out of both sides of my mouth when I talk about not giving EA money, but I don't want to perpetuate the bad gaming pedigree that EA has. And if it was up to me, I would look for EA to give up the rights, and they never will, but give up the rights to NFL football, or at least have like a half and half, so that a company like 2K can get their hands on NFL football and begin to supply us with a quality NFL football game. And let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you think that 2K NFL football, or 2K Madden, or whatever they would name it, do you think they could do a better job? Because I think that their basketball games, as someone that does not play their basketball games often, but has been able to kind of, kind of just put my hands on one, I've got to say that the newer basketball games are great. They're clutch. They're well designed, and the processes of those games are well designed. So, in that retrospect, I would say that I would like to see EA give up some of those rights and allow another company to have some, competition with them. Competition always breeds, iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel, right? So with EA, with no competition in the game, and they continue to put out a bad product, I would really like to see 2K or maybe another video gaming company get an opportunity to put out a NFL style game or an NCAA style game, which leads me into my next little topic that I'd like to talk about. We've been getting reports that EA hears us. EA hears us and they want to put out a new college football game. Problem with that is the floodgate that has to open, the floodgates that have to open in order for this to work. And player compensation and likeness and having to pay out all this money. Per Herb Street, the players wouldn't receive a lot of money. They would receive money. They would be given their likeness compensation. But in retrospect, it would really be like pennies on the dollar. Because if we look at the actual likeness guarantees, you really are only gaining money for maybe that 1 year, maybe even 2 years, and then they roll in the next game, And that's maybe one of the biggest problems with setting up a new EA game. Good to see Marcus Johnson in here. Rise up, stay ground. I hope you're doing well. Part of the Champions Club here at Unintentional Grounding, another grounding membership member. Make sure you check out that membership member button, the join button on the front of this page. If you see this live right now, you'll see the subscribe button and you'll see the join button to join membership. If you'd like to support this channel monthly, you can do so by hitting that membership button, join. I think it's $2, $4, and $10 or something like that. If you'd like to join and help us do that, that helps me buy new equipment for this. This helps me be able to put up new imagery. It helps me to be able to put up new videos and intros for you guys, because I hire a lot of people to come out and make quality intros for the show. And we're going to be doing another rebranding soon. That's actually some big news that I'll talk about in just a few minutes. But back to NCAA 14. And NCAA could potentially be 21, 22, 23, 24. We don't know. But they hear us. They hear us. And Herb Street talked about it, that they hear us and he would love to do it. And he would love to go out there and just kill it. Mike Jones with the upgrade membership to Silver Grounder status. Thank you, Mike Jones. Make sure that you DM me on Twitter to be able to get your membership rewards, because I would like to make sure that everybody gets their rewards. If you haven't already DM'd me on Twitter or on Instagram, UNGR_show on either one of those platforms, DM me so that you get your follow back, you get your personal videos, and you get your super chat stuff, which is fantastic. I absolutely think we're going to continue to do great things in here. And new emotes coming out soon. Again, rebranding, so there's going to be a lot of fun that's going to be coming through the channel. So thank you to Mike Jones. I really appreciate that, my man. Thank you. Much respect back to you, Mike Jones. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate that. But they hear us. They hear us at EA. They hear us in the sports world. They hear us in the video game world. They want to provide us with NCAA, whatever the year is going to be, 21, 22, 23, 24, whenever they're able to actually find the legal ramifications and qualifications and meet those qualifications and give us the game. They will do it. They will do it. They'll try their best to be able to get us to that point. 16 people watching right now. Thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button on this video if you're enjoying the video and you're enjoying the topics. And thank you to all the people that have currently donated to the channel right now on the super chat or have become part of the membership program. I really appreciate you guys. You're really killing it. Peace and hair grease to y'all. Let's get back into this though, because I want to talk about this here. During this whole move, during this whole process, and mind my slight language here, but during this whole process of not only moving out of my old house, and we're closing today, and waiting a few days, we're waiting actually about 2 weeks, and getting into the new house, the new place, and moving again and putting everything in there. I've thought about where this channel needs to go and what we need to do to make it more successful. And I'm hearing through the grapevine I'm hearing through the grapevine that that Mad Mike Sports and myself, along with a few other smaller guys and gals that are working themselves up and getting to the point. So make sure you check out all the Falcons YouTubers are out there. All right. Actually, would somebody go online and just look for every Falcons YouTuber and start ranking them? I'd love to see the rankings. I really would. I'd really like to see the rankings. Falcons YouTubers with the most subscribers all the way to the least subscribers. I would love to see who's killing it, who's killing the game. All right. But I'm hearing that the Falcoholic's not doing well right now. And I really, really would not like to see the Falcoholic burn to the ground for whatever reason it's going down. But that being said, I would like to give a huge shout out to the Real Pat Man, to Mad Mike Sports, to Dirty Dog, to G Sports, to I'm gonna put my bias aside, to Aaron Freeman, to the peeps at the Falcoholics and Rise Up Reader and so on and so forth. Continue working hard, continue doing what you're doing. Y'all are the reason why YouTubers like myself are coming in here and trying to change the game. All right, we're trying to change it. Trying to change this game. All right, yeah. So, you know, that's where we're at. That's it. What? Would you please? Would you please? The goddamn sun wants to burn me. It's 84% humidity in Florida. 84% humidity. And the sun has decided that it wants to burn my skins. Chill out. All right. Back to it again. But I'm hearing that the Falcoholic is struggling right now, and I'm seeing a lot of content creators begin to slowly but surely have struggles during this coronavirus pandemic, and because we don't have a lot to talk about, because sports are down right now, that content creators like myself who have gone on hiatus because we're dealing with real life situations like, I don't know, moving, or try to concentrate on real life job and things of that nature, which I apologize to all the grounders that I haven't been around. I haven't been around enough. Life has just been kicking my ass. But that being said, I'm hearing struggles are happening right now, and my heart goes out to all of the Falcons content creators out there, big and small, who are struggling right now to keep it afloat. And I want to say thank you to every single one of the Champions Club, every single one of the Unintentional Grounding membership members out there. We need a name. We need a name, and that's gonna be y'all's. That's gonna be y'all's job. That's gonna be y'all's job. What do y'all want to be called? What do y'all want to be called? All y'all membership groups. What do you want to be called? What do the membership members want to be called? Because there's grounders and then there's membership members, and I need a name, and I can't keep just pretending that we're gonna steal Dr. Disrespect's Championship Club. I can't do that. I can't do that. But I want to be able to give you guys a unique name. Let me know. Good to see. Where did my chat go? There it is. Good to see Jack Juke, Scott Sports Talk. Good to see you, my buddy. Rise up, stay grounded. I hope you're doing well. Marcus Johnson. Rise up, stay grounded. Lost in Space. OG of the game. OG of the game. I don't know if I'm an OG, man. I don't know if I'm an OG. Oh, heck it. I'm an OG. All right, cool. Vlad, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. Haven't been able to get your emo on the channel yet, Vlad. I'm so sorry, but as you can tell, doing this from my phone, I don't even have my setup right now. I can't even make any emotes. But we'll have that up, Vlad. We'll have that up soon. But to all of the struggling members right now that are out there trying to create content, trying to really, put themselves in a place to succeed, I feel for you guys. I feel for you guys, and keep working and keep doing the best that you can. And if for any reason things start to look grim or they start to look bad, my suggestion is, since we're all in it together, if for any reason whatsoever you feel like it's gonna go under, you feel like it's just not gonna happen, then I would highly suggest to DM or call any of the other content creators that you like, that you want to promote, and start sending some of your peeps over from channel to channel. I'm not suggesting give me your peeps if you're just gonna lose them. No. What I'm suggesting is, go out there and raise somebody up if you can't make it, if for some reason things are falling apart, so that we can keep this community thriving, because this community is more important than the individuals. If unintentional grounding went and was gone tomorrow, I would send people to Mad Mike Sports, I'd send people to Pat, I'd send people to Fila, I would send people to all these other Falcons content creators, because I'm not like that. I'm the type of person that wants to promote all the rest, and I want to make sure that y'all have a home. So I would highly suggest that to all Falcons content creators right now, who, if you're struggling and you don't think it's going to work out, send your subscribers to another Falcons YouTuber or content creator so that they can have a home. We don't want to disenfranchise anybody from info or good content. We want to give them a home, and I would do that. 4,000 people right now subscribe to this channel. I would do that in a heartbeat and send all these people off to, whether it be Aaron Freeman or it be Mad Mike Sports or it be Juke Talk Sports. It doesn't matter. I would send them off to someone else so they get the content they're looking for. They get what they came here for. They get a home. They have a place to stay, and they're not disenfranchised. That's how I feel. One moment. You want to go inside? You want to go in there? All right, cool. My dog is all like, all right. Okay, so with that all being said, I'm going to leave it open to Q&A. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything that you want to talk about, let me know. Jack Juke says, what games you plan to stream next year / this year? I will continue to do Apex Legends and Call of Duty. I don't have any games currently that I want to just sit and stream, because it has been a very popular idea. But what I would want to do, especially since we're going to continue to do this on Twitch and on YouTube, what I would do is, I would want to ask y'all, what games do you want to see? Do you want to see me play sports games? Do you want to see me play action games? What do you want? Because that's a part of the channel that I want to grow on its own. I don't want to make another whole channel, because I believe that would just be a bit too much work, and it wouldn't pay off. So I want to know what kind of content that you guys are looking for. And we're going to have more film breakdowns and college content coming up real soon. But that's when I have the whole streaming setup back to normal. Right now, I can't get it back to normal. I can't get it where I want it to be. Burton VDP, one of the OGs of unintentional grounding. What's up, my man? Rise up, stay grounded. I hope you're doing well. Man, what a this whole year has been intense, and every part of it has been tough. And I know that all of y'all that are watching this right now, it's been tough for y'all too. And I just want to say, regardless of whether or not you're religious or not, please blessed to you guys. I hope you're all okay. I hope your families are okay. I hope that every single one of y'all is being taken care of, that you're in good health, that you're taking care of yourself. You need to be drinking water. You need to be hitting those vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E. You guys need to keep yourselves healthy, okay? This is the most important time. You see that cheeseburger in your hand? You see that cheeseburger in your hand? You got a cheeseburger in your hand right now? Get that out of your hand. Get some fruit, man. Get some fruit. Get some veggies in your body, bro. Get some veggies in your body. Get some fruit in your body. Hold on one second. I'm gonna put this right here. I'm gonna put this right here. Stop shaking, because my hands are all shaking because it's so hot out here. But go and work out. Get your body all set up. Take care of you. Take care of your family. That's the most important part. We'll be here. We'll be here. And if we're not, like I said, we'll find a home for you. That's what's up. Wacky Dan made me drop my cheeseburger. Hey, Blizz, man, take care of yourself. You gotta take care of yourself. You got to. Don't mind me, just smashing and breaking everything around me. Today is my 40th birthday, and I've made the commitment to stop smoking. Lost in Space. Can everybody in the chat give Lost in Space a big clap? And can we get some we get some firm handshakes? Can we get some firm handshakes over here? Yes. That right there. That right there. That's important. That's what I want to see on my channel. That's what I want to see from you guys. Does Ridley solidify himself as the #1 wide receiver in this offense this year? Millie. And for anybody that's just tuning in right now, this is a live Q&A. Any questions you guys want to ask, put them in the chat right now. I think that Calvin Ridley is going to be a solid #2, but unless he starts turning into the player that I think he is, which is very comparable to Stefon Diggs, until he gets to that point and starts taking that step, I'm very, I would be very surprised if he becomes the #1 wide receiver in this offense until Julio Jones is gone. And that would mean that Calvin Ridley would be getting a brand new contract. You know what I mean? Lost in Space says it's going to be hard as hell to stop, but it will be done. Lost in Space. Again, everybody in the chat, please, handshakes, firm handshakes for Lost in Space. We're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. That's what's up. We're going to get it done. What else? Juke, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. If I put down the cheeseburger, the communists win. Then just take off the cheese, bro. You don't need the extra dairy. Season 3, can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Let's see. How do you feel about our quarterback group, and would you consider them our weakest group on the team? That is, wow. That's a good question. Offensive line, wide receiver, running back, tight end. Tight end's a pretty good second place right now. Fullback, kicker, punter, defensive line, defensive tackle, defensive end, linebacker, safety. Yeah, they're probably the weakest group right now. Okay, actually, let me rephrase that. Let me flip it on its head for you, Chris. It's the group with the most unknown. It's the group with the most unknowns right now, and I think it's the most interesting group to look at because Isaiah Oliver hasn't taken the step up that we need him to take, and I think that he can. A.J. Terrell is going to be complete unknown, and he's going to get attacked this year. He's going to get attacked this year, so we have to have a safety over top right now until he settles in as a great corner or as a solid corner that he is shown to be. Kendall Sheffield could be really special. Could be very, very special. Is that it? Yeah, I guess. I guess it could be one of the weaker groups. Definitely could be one of the weaker groups. But I guess it's just more or less about not weak, but unknown. We don't know enough about this corner group to be confident about it. So I'm excited. I think Todd Gurley is going to eat. Teams are not going to be able to stack the box because of Julio and Calvin and Hayden Hurst and Russell Gage and on and on and on. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Linebackers the weakest IMO or defensive end. How do you think that Todd Gurley will adjust to having to run behind a fullback? This is an interesting question for UGA fans because it's been a hot minute since I've seen real Todd Gurley running. And there's only so many highlights and so many games that you could watch in the NFL and go, is this misuse or is this the proper way that Todd Gurley should be used or what? But the more I look at Todd Gurley, the more I look at the way that they've kind of set him up to be, playing with Atlanta. A fullback could definitely open up more running lanes for him. And if we're going to be running a fullback mostly with Todd Gurley, then we're also looking for deception. Because by having a fullback back there, you want to make a linebacker commit by having the fullback go that way. So when your fullback becomes the lead blocker or wherever he's going, depending on how your line shifts or where your line's set up, because if I have a line right here and this is where the center is and these are my guards and these are my tackles, if say 3 or 4 of my players go to the left and then the fullback and one of my linemen go to the right, or 3 of them go to the right, you want to be able to make defenders commit. And by doing so, that opens up passing game out of the backfield, screens, wide receiver bubbles, wide receiver outs. Running back outs. So these are opportunities for Todd Gurley to catch the ball more than it is really to run the ball more. And I've said this on this channel multiple times that I don't think that Todd Gurley is necessarily going to be the super dynamic runner that we're all expecting him to be. I think more or less we're going to see Todd Gurley catch the ball a lot. And especially out of the backfield or, over the middle of the field and make things happen. A bigger, stronger body back being able to catch the ball is incredibly effective. And we saw it with Michael Turner when we had opportunities to pass with him, with Matt Ryan. Steven Jackson was also somebody that in a limited sense was able to catch the ball and do it. So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see it more. But yeah, Juke, I think that Todd Gurley right now, we can't rely on him to be all the running attack. We can't rely on him to be one of the biggest pieces in the offense, but he will be a piece. And hopefully he brings that experience, and hopefully this season, depending on how much we play, works well for him and he signs another deal with us if he's healthy. I think that's actually the most important part, is finding whether or not Todd Gurley is going to be healthy or not. Let's get into some more questions. And by the way, this is completely open. I'm here to answer any questions that you guys have. Anybody that hits us with a super chat donation is going to get their question read first and going to have a little more time on their question. Thoughts on Foye as a starter? I not necessarily the biggest fan of it, but I like Foye, so I'm not super disappointed. Who starts beside Deion Jones this year? Markell or Foye? Probably Foye. Who starts at the third wide receiver spot? Treadwell or Gage? Probably going to be Gage. So you probably have Julio, Calvin, Gage, then Treadwell, and then it goes down from there. And I think that you're probably going to see actually Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley get a lot of slot options, and you're going to see Gage and Treadwell as more of chain movers. That's probably a better prediction than anything. If Dan Quinn starts off 0-4, is he fired after week 4? And probably not. Now, if the team is 1-7 or 2-6 or 5-3, or 3-5, going into week 8 or 9, especially if we're going to be cutting the season off like this, and we don't do a tournament style or something like that, we have to play all 17 games, then I wouldn't be too surprised if Dan Quinn is fired. But that would also mean that Marquette Manuel didn't make the defense any better, and Dirk Cutter didn't make the offense any better. And so there are levels to these things. It's not just Dan Quinn's incompetence gets him fired. It's the entire group solely focusing on their own setups didn't get the job done and therefore need to have consequences for their actions. And the consequences for their actions would be removing them from the scene. But then you have to dig a little bit deeper and go, well, what's the point here? If we just get rid of the staff and we fire them mid-season, we don't have the replacement for it. We don't have guys lined up for the job. Raheem Morris, not Marco Emanuel, why am I saying that? But if Raheem Morris isn't able to make this team any better on defensively, and Dan Quinn isn't able to come through on his promises, and Dirk Cutter isn't able to get the team to where it needs to be offensively, then you have to look at the whole group and go, maybe it's time to blow it up. Maybe it's time to blow up the group and let everybody go and let everybody do their thing and start this process all over again and reset everybody's expectations. Because one of the biggest problems here right now with the Falcons fan base is the expectations that they have with the returning group. Most of the offense is veteran, has a lot of explosive upside, has very good offensive line. But most of the defense is very, very young. We have some veteran leadership, but in a lot of spots, we're basically starting all over, brand new. So I would say that if the Falcons have one of those seasons where they just fall apart, and I mean completely fall apart, like we're talking top 5 pick, then I wouldn't be too surprised if the Atlanta Falcons are the type of team that say that they want to jump up to the number 1 pick for 2021 and take Trevor Lawrence. And that in its own right kind of puts everything into perspective. You go, Matt Ryan doesn't have much longer. Julio Jones won't be here forever. This offensive line is probably going to be in shambles by the end of it all. I know we have Matt Hennessy. I know we have Jake Matthews. I know we have Mack and Lindstrom and McGarry. So there are some younger pieces that can solidify on that line. But when you look at the offense as a whole, Todd Gurley would be gone. Julio Jones may not be a guarantee to be back. Matt Ryan might not be here if things get really, really bad. Alex Mack will be gone. You're talking about a host of defenders that will most likely look to be traded or released from their contracts or looking to get out of Dodge because they don't want to be here for the long rebuild. And it will be a long rebuild because you're looking for new offensive line pieces, new head coach to put in a new system. And that's another thing, is that on top of all the players and the decisions that they have to make, the team is going to have to make decisions. And maybe I should have started it with that, is that if the team has to make incredible decisions based on, we've had a bad season and we fired half our staff or more than half our staff, you have to find the right kind of guy to come in and settle things down and put it back into perspective. That might be a college coach that's looking to make the jump. That might be a leader of men that has, whether they offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator in the NFL for a little while, looking to become a head coach. Heck, this might not be the worst thing in the entire world, but here. How many people would like me to pull this scab or Band-Aid off? What if Kyle Shanahan doesn't work out and San Francisco comes back to Atlanta and creates the number 1 offense all over again with Trevor Lawrence? Like, those are things to think about. There are things to think about like that. There are a lot of other coaches out there like Kyle Shanahan, not specifically on the level of Kyle Shanahan, but we're talking a lot of very young, exciting coaches that are looking to do great things in this league and looking for an opportunity and could be there. Remember, the Falcons this past year said that the group of college and professional candidates for coaching were not to their liking, and thus the reason why they stuck with continuity. They stuck with Dan Quinn to stay here in this group and give them an opportunity to succeed. So we're looking at a Falcons team right now that doesn't like what's going on outside of their organization right now, is looking for one last, hurrah, one last swan song here. And hopefully, and maybe this is not the case, I would hope it's not the case, but if it is, Matt Ryan most likely won't be here for the long haul. He won't be here for 4 more years. So he might not even be here for 2 more years. We don't know. So you're looking to try to get Matt Ryan into a position, especially the rest of this team, but more or less Matt Ryan into a position where he can get to another Super Bowl. He can get another MVP chance. He can get another opportunity to showcase that he is one of the top quarterbacks in this league. And I think that people that look at the Atlanta Falcons and look at Matt Ryan will look at the team as a whole and then shit on Ryan for the whole team's drama and problems. But when you start actually looking at the nucleus of the issues, you start going, it's not really Matt Ryan. It's more or less the team in certain specific spots they're really just letting down the entire group. They're not giving them the opportunity to succeed. And that's where we're kind of sitting right now. How do I feel about our young offensive line this year? I'm excited about it, and I hope that it continues to do well. I know Matt Hennessy is going to get an opportunity. Julio is more of a problem than Ryan is with the team. Julio probably is a little bit of an issue. But I mean, he's still not as conducive as, say, some other wide receivers in this league that I know are holding teams hostage or really asking for massive money when they shouldn't be getting it, or strapping teams, Cartez Network, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay ground. I hope you're doing well. Make sure you hit that like button, that notification bell, and that subscribe button if you haven't already done those things. Woo! Hot, boy. Hot. But yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting right now. That's kind of where we're sitting right now. If Atlanta could just fix the line, Matt Ryan too could shine. Yeah, I think so. I would hope so. There are a couple of things that I'm looking at for the 2021 NFL Draft. I mean, I could talk for hours on what I think the Falcons should do in this coming season, or what I think the Falcons should do in this coming draft. But there's a couple of things to key on here. And really, more or less, it's three big ones. Archangel, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay ground. I hope you're doing well. If you haven't already said hi in the chat, and you haven't already gotten hi back from your boy Lieutenant Dan here at Unintentional Grounding, get into the chat. Say hi. Say what's up. If I haven't already said hi to you, please, by all means, say what's up, because I'm not like any other YouTuber where I'm just gonna go, oh well, I'm glad you're here. Bye. Now, I genuinely care about all you guys, so it's and you guys probably think that that's a joke too, and it's not. Philip Bonner, good to see you. The best guy, get busy dying. Good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay ground. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're all doing well. Hope that you guys are healthy and safe, and that you guys are working and keeping your nose to the grind and keeping your family safe as well. Yeah. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Keep up the hustle, man, because that's what we got to do. We got to come out here and we got to hustle. We got to sweat. We got to grind. We got to hustle. It's where we are right now. There's three main points that I want to get to with the Falcons. And there's two elephants in the room with those 3 points. I don't want anybody in here to think that I'm a Debbie Downer. But I want to be realistic in the approach that I want to take for the Falcons season. I'm not going to be super depressing about it, because actually these three topics, and the two elephants in the room, honestly are exciting for me. They make me feel like, oh, we're in for change. We're in for a new setup. Christopher Parkins, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. Bearded Dan, what's up? So, the first thing I wanna kind of bring to the table, and maybe we should do this on a completely different live. Maybe we should restart the live and we should do a completely different topic situation. I would love to do that with you guys. In fact, actually, chat, should we stop it right here and then restart everything? How hot is it in Atlanta right now? I'm not sure, Jack Juke, Scott. I'm here in Orlando with 84% humidity. I feel like I am swimming in sweat, and in like the air is thick like butter, like cold butter, or semi-warm butter. Kind of just like thick, chunky. Is that what she said? Anyway, should we restart the stream? and do a completely different video on the three things that I think the Falcons need to accomplish, or should we just keep going with this video because it's already 40 minutes, 50 minutes long? You guys let me know. A good way of explaining it. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot out here. It's woo. Whoa, man, damn. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. We can keep it going right here. Hey, all right, cool. We're just gonna keep it going. So there's three important topics that I think we all need to kind of just sit here and just do it, you know? And we need to adjust our expectations. I think that's really important. Make sure you share this out on Twitter and on Instagram and in your favorite Falcons Facebook groups. Share the link to this video out right now so that, you know, more Falcons fans can come in here and discuss with us, because I think that's important. I think that's incredibly important. So if you don't mind, share this out to your friends and family right now. Share this out to your Facebook groups that you're part of. Share this out on Twitter if you don't mind doing that for me, because that helps the entire group, and it allows more grounders to join in and have these conversations and ask questions. But in Falcons retrospect, there's three things that I think need to be addressed, and three things that we know are going to happen in a certain order. All right. Number one, we know that the end of an era is coming, and we have to prepare for the end of an era. No one wants to talk about life after Matt Ryan, but everybody's excited to bring up Michael Vick. So when I talk about upcoming quarterbacks in the 2021 NFL draft, I'm talking about an opportunity for Atlanta to strike gold on a quarterback for the future. I am not proclaiming that the Falcons should go after a quarterback in the 2021 NFL draft, although I can already hear people typing right now or clicking on their phones and going, oh, Dan said a quarterback 2021, first round pick. You heard it, I heard it, you heard it, I heard it. I can already hear it. But I'm saying that in this draft alone for 2021, I've done enough research that I can tell that this draft class is going to have a loaded QB group. And if the Falcons want to start the process of looking towards the future, then they need to set up an idea of what quarterbacks are going to be available in this coming draft, because the years after this quarterback draft, we will see 1 to 2 top quarterbacks, 1 top quarterback, 2 top quarterbacks, 1 top quarterback, and that will be draft to draft. That's not round to round. That is draft to draft. We're about to go through a QB drought, and this particular draft class right here is going to have 10 guys, all of them with great arms, all of them with the opportunity to succeed. All of them are going to be quality. But if you want a quarterback, you might need to strike this year. I'm not saying draft one. If your priorities are different, if Dan Quinn does the right thing, if we get a new head coach and he comes in here and he wants Matt Ryan to be his quarterback and he's not looking for a guy, then that's fine. Whatever, X. I don't care. But if you think about it, this would be the year that you have to look at the QB class and go, there's a lot of quality guys in here and guys that could start. Okay, let me go into the comment section really quickly. Anybody remember 2007? Oh, man, that was terrible. If anybody wants to give up a first overall pick and a 2021 first for Ryan, we can talk. It's true. True. Ryan has a minimum of 4 years left. 84 degrees in Atlanta with 65% humidity. Woo! Kareem Henderson, good to see my man rise up, stay grounded. Hope you're doing well, sir. Salute to you. Firm handshakes around everybody. Lieutenant Mike Grounders, always a pleasure. B. Ballard in the building. Much love. Good morning to y'all. I hope you're doing well, my man. I hope you're doing well. So we have to talk about the end of an era that is going to be coming. And this particular draft class having so many talented quarterbacks that gives you a range from guys like a Dak Prescott level of quarterback to a Matt Ryan level of quarterback to a Russell Wilson level of quarterback, all the way to a generational talent that I believe that you could potentially get out of Trevor Lawrence. And yes, I already hear it. Everybody in the chat who's an SEC fan or a fan of Ohio State or a fan of Michigan or a fan of some of these other teams out there, Dan's being biased again. He's a Clemson guy. He's being biased. Do. No. Trevor Lawrence is a generational talent, and you can see it from his arm strength, the way that he looks at the game, the way that he approaches the game as a leader, as someone, as a field general. Every level of his game screams professional, screams generational talent, screams Andrew Luck. And I'm telling you right now, and that is not a bias, that is not some a hunky dunk fact. This is reality. Trevor Lawrence, as long as he continues to grind and continues to do what he's doing in Clemson, he will come into the 2021 NFL draft and will be the #1 overall pick because of the size, strength, speed, IQ of the game, leadership qualities that you're looking for in a quarterback, a guy that's going to be your franchise. That's the guy. But there are at least 9 other quarterbacks in this coming NFL draft that could potentially be starters, quality backups, or guys that can service for you at least for 5 years minimum. And I guarantee you're going to see a lot of great quarterback play come out of this draft class. Not a lot of them are going to go in the first 5, 10, 15 picks, but you're going to see guys like Trey Lance. You're going to see guys like Trevor Lawrence. You're going to see the kid out of Ohio State. There's going to be great quarterbacks coming out of this class, and you might need to strike gold in this class to set yourself up for the future. So the end of an era for Matt Ryan is coming, and we need to prepare ourselves for that opportunity to be able to shift gears from expectations that are all the way up here to more of a flat line for our expectations. We don't know where we're going to go, but when a new quarterback comes through, you have to land those expectations back down on the tarmac. You're all the way up here, and you have to go, ding, this is your captain speaking. We are going to go ahead and land those expectations of yours. Once we land those expectations of yours, make sure that you fasten your seatbelts because it might be a bumpy landing. That's where we're at. And we need to prepare ourselves for that thing. We need to prepare ourselves for that door that opens, all right? Number 2, big elephant in the room. I think this is a massive elephant in the room, and everybody in here knows it. Julio Jones is a generational talent, and not a single person will agree with me in this particular setup until they think about it. So think about it. Don't react now. Think about it. But Julio Jones cannot be here on the contract that he is without us winning championships, without us dominating competition. And if the coaching staff continues to teach our guys improperly, if we continue to set out a bad example for this offense, we continue to underperform when we have the talent, then I think a guy like Julio Jones needs to go. A guy like Julio Jones, if he wants to continue his career, continue to break records, and he will be in the Falcons Hall of Fame, and he'll be a Hall of Famer, and he'll be a potential Super Bowl winner, regardless of whether he's here in Atlanta or he goes somewhere else after the fact. But I think it's about time for us to have the discussion of Julio Jones not being with the Atlanta Falcons going forward, and we need to potentially look at this whole setup as a learning experience, that shiny hood ornaments don't win championships, and Julio Jones, professional, one of the most dominant wide receivers in the game, if we're not churning out wins, if we're not getting where we need to be, regardless of what the coaching staff is doing, and mind me, don't mind me, I know that the coaching staff is quite to blame for the situation that we are in, and the players are too. But if the coaching staff continues to do what they're doing, I think it's time to hit that reset button and go, I don't think that we can afford Julio Jones being here, strapping our cap, and not allowing us to be able to gain other opportunities, offensive line, defensive line, weapons for Matt Ryan, more defensive talent. I don't think that we can sit here and pretend that Julio Jones is going to stick here and everything's going to be fine. I think we have to kind of come to terms with that. That's an elephant in the room that nobody in here is going to want to talk about, and it's okay. It's okay, because maybe it's not time to have that discussion, but I think it's time to start thinking about it. Don't think we have to put it into words, even though I just did now. But I think it's time to think about it. I think we need to step back and go, there's a real possibility, especially if Dan Quinn gets fired, especially if we move on to a new head coach, that head coach and this organization will look at Julio Jones and say, thank you for your service, but we just can't keep going. We've got to rebuild this. And here's the other elephant in the room. This is the third piece, and I know everybody in here is already, he's saying, Matt Ryan's not going to be here, and Julio Jones just needs to go, and man, Dan, you're really ruining my day. No. This is the sad reality that we have to live in, but it should excite you because it opens up other possibilities. But here's the last piece and the other elephant in the room that we have to have the discussion about, which is we might have a head coach that's going to take 5 years to showcase what he wants to do. And especially if we don't have Matt Ryan and we don't have Julio Jones and we do make significant cuts to the team and we do kind of hit the reset button on the whole organization and start trying to look for a different avenue. We open up cap, enormous amounts of cap, and drop it in our laps and allow us to do something completely different. That's a real possibility. And that should excite you, scare you, but it should excite you that this is where we might be leaning towards, that we might be leaning towards a rebuild. And I'm not talking about retool, because a lot of people, oh, well, we just need a retool. We might be in a rebuild. So the way I look at it is this. Boy Bangley, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay grounded. But the way that I look at it is this. If we hire a head coach, regardless offensive or defensive, we hired a new head coach, it's going to take a year or two for the system that he wants to implement to start working. Regardless of whether Matt Ryan's here or not, it's going to take us at least 2 years for his system to implement and for him to grab the players from the draft and from free agency and from whatever we currently have left from the team to build his group, to have his guys. And then year 3, you should start seeing the fruits of your labors. The expectations we currently have on the team right now are so high that if we do restart, and this is the elephant in the room, that everybody will come through and want to burn it all down to the ground and start all the way from the very bottom. And I think we need to be open-minded to the idea that we might not burn it all the way down, but some of the biggest pieces that got us here might be gone. But that being said, it's an opportunity. It's not necessarily a Debbie Downer situation. It's an opportunity for not only Falcons fans, but for fans of the entire NFL to look at the Atlanta Falcons and go, that team's not a Super Bowl contender anymore, but that team is building up to something and could be scary. Look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from only 2-3 years ago. Tampa was a bad team. No two buts about it. And they had pieces that were working towards a greater goal. Now look at them in 2020. Still pen to paper. We haven't seen any play yet. But pen to paper, they now have a Super Bowl caliber roster. If that's the case, the Falcons can do that too. Carolina is about to restart the whole thing. New system, new setup. Some of the same players, but new coaching staff with new ideas and fresh start. A new draft class that they just implemented, and they're adding to the group right now. We might be looking at that in the next year or two. And if that is the case, then it shouldn't be out of fear that we start putting expectations on this team. In fact, actually, we should step back and not put expectations on this team. Cue that guy. What's going on, my man? Rise up, stay ground. I hope you're doing well. Archangel, good to see you, my man. Rise up, stay ground. I hope you're doing well. No other Falcons YouTuber is talking about this at this time. It got me thinking deeply. Hashtag stay grounded. Hashtag rise up. What's good, Dan? We're just sitting here talking, my dude. Take another sip of good sweet tea, man. The best sweet tea from drive-through places is probably Dunkin' Donuts. But I will say this very quickly. I've gotten to many places. I've gotten many sweet teas. And I still think that sweet tea from Georgia, regardless of where you are in Georgia, is still better than anywhere else in the entire country. And I'll also say this real quick. No sweet tea is as good as a freshly brewed sweet tea. And that's bottom line, because I said so. Bruh, I'd rather go down to my neighbor's house. I'd rather go down to my neighbor's house and go get sweet tea from them than go to McDonald's. Because at least I know that's freshly brewed, and at least I know that that's going to be quality. Bad joke. Bad joke. Terrible joke. Terrible joke. So now that we kind of look at the spectrum and we see where we are, I got two things to say. We are rebranding here at Unintentional Grounding. No, we're not changing the name Unintentional Grounding. No, we're not tearing down every video and making everything private. No, we're not, oh my God, the sports world. Oh, we're going to take this in stride because we're here with you. I'm a normal person like every single one of y'all. The only reason why I'm on here on YouTube and even slightly become popular is because of y'all and your support. That being said, though, where we are right now and where we're going to be needs to be better. The quality of the videos, the quality of the content, the quality of where we're going to be as a channel needs to be better and push forward and not be stale and not stay complacent. And so saying that, I truly believe that by the end of this year, we're going to have new intros, we're going to have new music. You already saw me changing some things up over the beginning of the summer months into the thick of summer now. And I think that we're going to change things up. I think we're going to work harder than ever. I believe, not just thinking that we're going to do it, I believe that we're going to do much more film breakdowns. I believe we're going to do much more streaming this coming football season. I believe we're going to come out here and we're going to kick ass and take names. And I want to say to all of the lettered networks that are out there that may have peeked at one of my videos, that may have looked at what's going on. Where are you at, though? I just said it on Vosh Lombardi's stream not too long ago. The only difference between the lettered networks and what they're doing and why they're so popular and what we're doing here organically for y'all is that they're already established with big-time corporations, and here we're just kicking ass and taking names, telling the truth and saying it how it is, live every single day. Live every single day. And so, with that being said, back in the day, I said I would never, ever, ever join a mega corporation because they would fire me. They would fire me because of my language before they ever put me in there. Before we even went through one video. But I will say this, that right now I'm looking to make a power move. And if a power move happens for Lieutenant Dan here at Unintentional Grounding, boy, game's gonna change. So with that being said, we are going to make changes here at Unintentional Grounding, and the quality of this content is going to be great. And if you want to know what type of quality content we're going to be doing, go look up Dr. Disrespect. because that's where we're going. That's where we're pushing. That's where we want to be. We want to be in a moment, in a place where I can be free to say what I want, do what I want, and give you guys quality content. And instead of pulling back and having to be in a box and having to be like every one of those pencil neck geeks and analysts at those lettered networks. Okay, so remember, Lieutenant Dan's never gonna stop doing what he's doing here, right? Lieutenant Dan's never gonna stop doing what he's doing here. This is his home. This is his place. This right here with y'all, the grounders, the real OGs, the Champions Club. Y'all are the ones that make a difference. Y'all are the ones that get this running. I don't need mega corporation money to get it done, but we're going to make quality changes so that this is a home, a place for y'all. Not only just to get quality sports and the videos you're looking for, but also the entertainment value that you're looking for, and that's where I want to step up my game. It's that entertainment value. So all my crazy wackiness that I do regularly on my streams and all the jokes that I crack, regardless of whether or not they're funny or not, I'm coming for it. Coming for it. And I am looking not to be just any Falcons YouTuber, just any sports YouTuber. I'm coming for the game. I'm coming for the top of the mountain. I'm driven more than ever to be able to take it. And this one right here, this guy right here, not stopping. No stop. All gas, no brakes, buddy. All gas, no brakes. And as soon as I moved into my new house, as soon as I set up all the stuff, as soon as I make the changes to unintentional grounding, this place is gonna blow up and blow the scene wide open, and I guarantee that. That's not just proclamation. That's not some flexing and half truths. This is real. This is real. This is not some silliness. This is real. I'm gonna lay down the wood and lay down the law on this channel and on the entire site. You're gonna see no Falcons YouTuber work as hard as I've been working. I'm looking at you, Mad Mike. I see you putting out videos every single day. Don't you worry. I'm gonna turn right around and you're gonna see me put down double the videos that I've ever put down. I'm so driven to do what I'm doing right now that I guarantee that we will be neck and neck all the way to the very top of the mountain. All the way to the top. Number 2, and this is just something for y'all. I need y'all's advice. That's right, I'm asking for the unintentional grounders, for the Champions Club, for the people out there that are kicking ass and taking names. I need y'all's advice. I need y'all to tell me, what kind of content are we looking for? Hit me up at UNGR_show on Twitter and Instagram. UNGR_show on Instagram or Twitter. Tag me. Tell me, hey, I want you to do content like this. Remember, we're gunning for a Dr. Disrespect style of show. And I got a guy coming through. I got a guy coming through named Slick Rick. I got a guy coming through. And he's coming through to put some quality content on this show. He desperately needs it. And I can't wait for him to come and actually show you guys what's going on here on Unintentional Grounding. So with that being said, rise up. Stay grounded. Keep your expectations level. Peace and hair grease. And I hope to see you guys again real soon. This has been Unintentional Grounding by your boy, Lieutenant Dan. I'm ahead to my Discord channel. I'm going to head to my Discord channel right now. I'm going to be live in my Discord voice channel to talk to any of y'all who have joined the Discord channel and want to ask questions and would like to chat and communicate with me. I'm going to be on there for about 30 minutes or so and chill out with you guys and answer your questions and get into some good topics. If you'd like to, head on to Unintentional Grounding, the Discord, and check me out. 91 in Atlanta. Buddy boy. Zaxby's is the best sweet tea from the drive-thru here in Oklahoma. Didn't y'all in Oklahoma just get like half your state like taken over by the Indian Reserve? That was really interesting. You'll have to tell me more about that, Bangley, a little bit later. What up, Lieutenant Dan says Falcons, Braves, Hawks, fan extraordinaire. Just came in from doing the lawn, and it's hot as hell in Atlanta right now. Burton VDP says 107 last week here in Central Cali. Y'all, it's too hot for me, man. What's the current weather at? What's the current weather at right now? What are we sitting at? How hot is hot? I cannot see how hot is hot. But it's hot. It's hot, it's sweaty, it's terrible, it's muggy, it's wet. These are all things that I don't like. I just ran out of sweet tea. Just ran out of sweet tea. Damn it. With that being said, rise up. Stay grounded. Y'all take it easy. Have a good one. I'll see you guys on the Discord. Peace. Hair grease.